How you doing there, folks? Baters here for another Top 10. This week we're going to be looking at some of the must-have mods for Skyrim Special Edition. Now, if you're playing on Xbox, keep your eyes out for this dick tickler here, and if you're playing on PlayStation 4, watch out for this crusty booger here, as those are indicators that that mod featured is available on your console. All the mods featured are available on PC, as we do all our mod reviews on the PC version of Skyrim Special Edition. Now go ahead and bend over and gently spread your butt cheeks apart, and let's get to average baiting, baby! At number 10, we've got the Loner by Hilly1. Now this mod adds a strong, unique, and lore-friendly weapon to the game. This sword is one-handed, and it's a unique weapon, meaning the one-handed version cannot be crafted. However, if you do want to put more fingers on the handle all at once, you can craft it into a two-handed version. Now this weapon is a standalone addition to the game, meaning it doesn't alter or retexture any of the vanilla weapons. The meshes and textures look amazing, and really bring this sword to life in the game. This is by far one of the best looking and most immersive sword mods ever added to Skyrim Special Edition. Now if you want to acquire this weapon, it can only be found in the Stillborn Cave northeast on the world map. Now when you get there, it's placed on a throne inside of the cave. However, getting there might prove to be a bit difficult, but it is worth it since the sword is pretty strong and it looks so good it'll make all the maidens in the land want to lick your ballsack. So that's a nice perk, isn't it? Now, if you can't find the sword on the throne, then try looting some of the Falmer around the throne, as sometimes one of those ugly fuckers will go ahead and pick it up. Now, if that doesn't work, then chances are you don't actually have the mod installed. So try installing it first, okay? Genius! The sword can be crafted into a two-handed variant, provided you have the necessary ebony skill to do so. You can also craft it back into a one-handed variant if you find you want to free that hand up to go ahead and finger your asshole while you're in combat. It's all about priorities here, people. All about priorities. Now this is an excellent weapon mod that I would highly recommend to anyone's playthrough of Skyrim Special Edition. I rate this mod that face you make when you're in the water and somebody yells shark at the beach.
He was kidding, right?
At number 9, we have a quality world map by Chesco. Now have you ever taken a bath with no water in it? No, probably not, because you're not a fucking psychopath. There's a certain expectation a person has when they get into a bubble bath. Like for instance, water. Without water, you're just a weird naked guy covered in bubbles in a big sink. Now this same logic, it applies to maps. You expect a map to have roads. How else are you gonna find where the fuck you're going? You just gonna guess? Now imagine if Google Maps didn't have roads. Good luck getting to Kyle's kegger. The highlighted path has you going through a haunted forest filled with ghouls and goblins that'll chase you down and try to put their balls in your face, rather than following the 101 like a normal person. This mod is a simple fix. It provides a new set of highly detailed map textures, complete with roads. The map, it just looks fan-friggin-tastic in the game. The vivid style features a refreshed look for the world map and larger, more detailed textures. It includes most of the roads. As well, it's got all the juicy details you'd expect from a godlike view of the world space. You can also select between all stone roads, which makes some of the roads appear cobblestone on the map, and all flat roads, which makes all the roads appear more dirt-like in their style. There's also a classic version, which is like the classic version that was released on the original Skyrim back in April of 2015, and it includes a detailed map as well. You can also select between all roads and all the main roads, if you don't want all the roads. Now there's also a 2D paper version, which is super immersive. Now the paper version is completely made from scratch using world space reference screenshots and has custom meshes and textures. It really gives the impression of something an adventurer would be carrying around with them in their travels in this time era. There's also a clear map skies version that removes all the clouds from the center of the map, granting a crystal clear view of the world below, which can be nice. This is definitely one of those fixes that is a must-have addition to anyone's playthrough of the game, especially if you don't want to fall off a cliff every time you look for a new city. I rate this mod the moment you realize your cat might be possessed by the devil. Hey Beth, where'd we put that Bible? I think we're gonna need it. At number 8, we've got Point the Way by Arthmore. Now, I've always been a little bit skeptical of signs ever since me and my sister followed those signs that said, free candy this way, only to end up in an old lady's craptastic cabin in the woods where she tried to eat us. Let's just say it was a 2-star experience. Yeah, she did have candy, so that part was kind of accurate, but there was nothing indicating that she was a batshit crazy cannibal. No, there was not. So long story short, the more fastidious the signs in the game, the better. I don't know about you guys, but have you ever traveled the roads and wondered, how do people find their fucking way around here? Have you ever noticed that the roads in many places simply don't have signs that tell you where to go when you're traveling? Now, if you were a foreigner in Skyrim, you've just got no hope of being able to travel the intricate road network without stopping to read your map every so often, even when you're at a major intersection. However, with this mod installed, it's like the Empire sent out little trusty engineers and they set up about marking the roads to better assist travelers in finding their way. So that's kind of nice. Now, this mod is fairly simple. Road signs have now been placed at several major intersections that were either lacking signs or didn't have signs to indicate the full extent of where you could travel on that road. In some cases, the smaller towns and villages aren't even mentioned. It's like they don't even exist, despite Bethesda actually having signs for them. Other intersections were pointing the wrong way or had the wrong city listed, and you don't want that. You don't want to be following a sign that says free ice cream this way, only to get there and it's just a big guy punching people in the dick. No, that wouldn't be very fun, now would it? So all that has been fixed as well. Now, this is a very immersive addition to the game that makes exploring the world space a lot more practical and enjoyable. Now you won't have to memorize every road traveled, and if you're the type of person that doesn't like to fast travel or use the map menu every 2 seconds, then this mod will make your playthrough a lot more enjoyable. This is definitely a must-have mod for anyone who wants a more immersive playthrough of Skyrim Special Edition. I rate this mod the face a person makes when they're up all night smoking crack. I feel great. At number 7, we've got Going Draconian Knight Armor by Lacree. This mod adds a sexy new armor to the world of Skyrim. It adds a new helmet, armor, gloves, booties, a new unique sword, shield, location, and even a new boss NPC that's crazy enough to spank a lion directly on the asshole with his bare hands. Now, how do you acquire this panty-dropping, titty-milking Draconian attire, you ask? Well, all you'll have to do is go to the new location that's been marked on your map once this mod has been installed. There you will find an angry, semi-psychotic, super strong NPC who will attack you like you just farted directly in his eyes. Now, he's a take-no-prisoners kind of guy, and he may also be a biter, so don't get too close. I recommend you run around like a madman for a long period of time and just try to tucker him out. Now, if that doesn't work, you can always play dead or play possum, but pose in a really sexually inviting position. See, a position like this may confuse him just enough to get in that killer blow. But in all seriousness, don't go for this armor at an early level or you will get your dick slapped. Now, once you do defeat this boss NPC, however, you will be able to loot him and get his armor and weapons, which are all pretty amazing. Now, there's also some lore behind this boss NPC to further immerse him into the world of Skyrim, which I will paraphrase based on these incredibly vague notes that I made. So hold on to your nipples because we're about to take a ride on the lore train. Now, according to my notes, Goin was a knight who served the 7 Dragon Kings of old. He was respected amongst his people, but all that changed the day his loved one died. Now, it doesn't say who his loved one is, but I'm assuming it was a pet gerbil named Enrique. This guy looks like a gerbil-owning kind of guy, you know? Now, when Gohan entered his town, he got a dark message from one of the Dragon Kings. His family was in danger, and when he arrived, his wife, kids, and friends were all killed. Even Enrique, those sick Dragon King fucks killing Enrique like that. Apparently, all but one of the Dragon Kings were behind this master plot, because they were all massively jealous of Enrique and his giant gerbil penis. Now, without thinking, Gohan attacked the Dragon Kings and killed them all in one night, slaughtered them. And when he returned, the mages from all over the land feared him because of his massive strength and the fact that they could see his erection through his plate armor, which was also pretty eerie and weird. So they placed a spell on him, which stripped him of all his memories and locked him in a tower where he went mad, killing anyone who dares find him. That's where you come in. You go find him, and you go kill that mad son of a bitch. Now, I did take some liberties with some of the details here, so be sure to check out the mod author's page for a more accurate account of Gohan's history, okay? Now, this is an absolutely amazing looking armor that is a must-have addition to anyone's playthrough of Skyrim Special Edition. I rate this mod 1 crocodile that's holding a guy hostage until he gets all his demands.
I want a helicopter, a Blu-ray copy of Jurassic Park, and I want those outdoorsmen to stop fucking with me and jumping on my back for views on YouTube.
At number 6, we've got Joy of Perspective by Logic Dragon. Now, the Joy of Perspective is a complete overhaul of Skyrim's first-person perspective that adds more realistic animations and a visible body. Animations can be chosen between the more realistic third-person style of animations, where the weapons are held off-screen, or you can choose the vanilla-style animations, where your weapons are always held directly in front of you, like your character is fully fucking retarded. Your choice, though. This is one of those mods that looks like a little fix, but has huge implications in the way you play the game. If you really enjoy playing the game in first person, but hate how unimmersive it is in terms of combat and perspective, then this mod will have you creaming in your panties and foaming at the mouth, just like my 12th grade prom date. She was unusual, but boy could she freak out randomly for no reason. Oh man. Never again will you look down and not see your man bulge staring back up at you. No, no. Now when you run away from your enemies in terror, you'll be able to see your stubby little legs working overtime as you cry and shit yourself. Oh no! Oh God! Oh, this isn't happening! Oh dear God, no! Must go faster! Please go faster! This is just one of those mods that adds a ton of immersion to Skyrim Special Edition and makes any playthrough feel that much more real and authentic. I rate this mod that face you make when you realize you're too drunk to actually taste water. Oh God, not again. At number 5, we've got Static Mesh Improvement by Brumbeck. Now this mod is a massive project intended to greatly improve the appearance of countless static 3D models in Skyrim Special Edition. This mod overhauls Skyrim's architecture, clutter, furniture, and landscaping, and makes it look more realistic, and makes you feel things you never thought you could feel, you know? Look at these ropes around this pole, right here. They look deflated, deformed, and unloved. Then bang! Look at them now, with the mod installed. They just pop off the wood. Look how full and voluptuous and inviting this rope is. I kinda wanna put this rope in my fucking mouth and see how that plays out, you know? Or how about these fences? Look at how frightful this fence looks. This is the type of fence you hide in your basement for years with just the bare essentials and hope it never escapes. Now look at this fence. This is the type of fence you can be proud of. This is the type of fence you send to college and brag about to all your friends until they hate your fence. How about this barrel? Look at it, all flat-chested and one-dimensional. This is the type of barrel that's praying it's got a good personality and maybe a nice car. But look at this barrel. Now this is the type of barrel you would swipe right to on Tinder, even if it said it was married with kids. Needless to say, I would fucking rub my dick on this barrel, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, you still need more proof? Then go ahead and look at this item chest. It looks like it may contain items nobody gives a fuck about. Like a behind-the-scenes look at the making of The Last Jedi, or Rian Johnson's guide on how to fuck up a franchise. But then look at this chest. Now this chest contains all sorts of treasures and treats, you know? This bad boy probably leads to fucking Narnia. Or Hogwarts. I don't know. Somewhere fucking magical and special. I just want to open up this chest and put my whole body inside of it, you know? Needless to say, this is a must-have mod for anyone who wants Skyrim to look and feel more realistic and immersive. I rate this mod 1 hippo who's being attacked by killer birds.
Oh my God! Somebody fucking help me! Oh my God, they're vicious! They're vicious!
At number 4, we've got Realistic Water 2 by Isoku. Now, one of the many upgrades to Skyrim Special Edition is the new water flow system that allows water to bend around turns and change speed depending on the environment. While the water is much improved over the original edition of Skyrim, water flow was applied to most bodies of water indiscriminately, resulting in odd-looking water at times. And nobody wants some fucking odd-looking water in their game. That's how you lose friends and end up alone eating a crusty old piece of bread in an adult diaper, wondering where it all went wrong. Now this mod fixes this so that lakes, ponds, marshes, rivers, and ocean water are once again visually and orally distinct from one another, giving the game that much needed immersive H2O. Now lakes, ponds, and ocean water will no longer flow in any particular direction. Lakes, rivers, and oceans will now have new ambient sound effects, and ponds are now silent. The volume of waterfalls and rapids have been increased. Icebergs and ice chunks will now sometimes crack and gargle, just like that weird aunt nobody visits. Rowboats floating in the water will animate and gently bob up and down like a hooker you paid $10. Waves were slowed down, retextured, and now have a crashing water sound effect. The splash foam effects were made more visible. They have also been added along the coast of Skyrim at locations that make sense. Additional waves have also been added to parts of the world. Large waterfall animations have been sped up, retextured, and more splash particles have been added. Waterfall mists now have more volume. Now who doesn't want a girthier waterfall mist? I know I do. That kind of shit gives me wood. Foam effects have been retextured. Rain ripples will no longer slide across the surface of the water like some kind of weird water sliding rain ripple psychos. They've also been retextured and transparency has been increased. Small rapids and the foamy streams in Whiterun and Markoth have had their animation sped up, and that green reflection emitted by some meshes when viewed at a certain angle was a bug that has also been fixed. New animated water for the blacksmith troughs and better splash effects have also been added. In short, this mod will make you enjoy water in Skyrim so much, you'll want to rub it all over your nipples and run through town yelling nonsense like, "Delphine blows bubbles between my ass cheeks!" No? Just me then, huh? Weird. Thought you guys were into that kind of stuff. I rate this mod one panda bear who appears to be trying to blow himself. Now I think we can all agree, we've been there, right? Maybe had a little bit too much to drink and we're feeling a little lonely? No? Just me then, huh? Wow, this is awkward. At number 3, we've got Gotha Armor by Lecree. Now, do you enjoy looking so evil, you bitch lap babies for fun? Do you like wearing an armor that looks so ethically lopsided it would give Joffrey from Game of Thrones a hard penis? Well then buckle up, boys and girls, because do I have a treat for you. This mod adds the Gotha Armor to the game, which includes the armor, boots, gloves, helmet, a new unique axe, which is so big and scary, it makes people poop in their panties if you start wailing it around all willy-nilly in a local shopping mall. It also adds a new boss NPC who's clearly on some performance-enhancing drugs because he's bigger and stronger than any other human-based NPC. How do you get this delicious eye-impregnating masterpiece, you ask? Well, you'll have to venture to the new location that's been marked on your map. Once you enter the location, you'll be greeted by a giant NPC who clearly lifts, who will pull your butt cheeks apart and punch you directly in the asshole if you're not careful. Now, if you don't want this monster to eat your ass, I recommend using God mode, or at the very least, just be better than me at the game. Once he's pushing up daisies, you'll be able to steal all his gear, which consists of all the new gear and the unique axe as well. Now, there's also some lore for this armor as well to really immerse it into the game. Again, I am paraphrasing here based on some of my really vague notes, so some of the details might not be 100% accurate. But I do believe the warrior is from the far north, and it says here he's feared by Manny. Now, that's probably a typo, or maybe it's not. Maybe he's just feared by one guy named Manny, who I would imagine is a timid little Mexican fella. Now, it says here he has killed thousands of warriors. Not Manny, no. Manny's a bitch. No. The boss NPC. He's the guy who's been on some killing sprees in his day, okay? Now, when he's done killing or his arms get tired from that stabbing motion over and over again, he likes to come back to his keep and try to cool off, likely with a Bud Light or something. And when he finds himself at peace, he just goes around killing people again. So really, you're doing the world a favor by ending this guy. He's basically an unstable, mass-murdering lunatic who gives poor Manny panic attacks on the regular. So this madman needs to be stopped, or our boy Manny is never going to have a dry night's sleep ever again. Okay? Now, I think it's safe to say I probably got some of the lore wrong here, so if you do want to learn more about this armor, then check out the mod author's page on Bethesda.net. This armor is one of the nicest armor sets I've seen in Skyrim Special Edition, and another quality mod by Lecree. Note, although the armor works on female characters, it looks best on male characters. So if your character has big floppy titties, it might not complement all of your assets, if you know what I'm saying. If you feel what I'm throwing at you here, okay? I rate this mod one guy who thought photography was gonna be super easy. All my pictures come out as giant creepy eyes looking back at me. I have no idea what's going on here. At number 2, we've got Better Horses by Polly Brunn. Now before this mod, it's possible every horse in the game was dropped as a baby and had a squished brain, because they're slow as fuck and borderline suicidal in battle. I'm pretty sure I seen a movie when I was a kid where the family owned a horse that was missing a couple teeth and they had to put him down. It was like this big, super sad scene. The kid was crying and shit. He was like, "I'll do it, Ma." And he was like really bummed out, and the horse like didn't know what the fuck was going on. He was like, guys, I'm fine. It just takes me a little longer to chew is all. Hey, Billy, what are you doing with the gun, buddy? Put it... I mean, they loved the shit out of that horse, but when it couldn't eat an apple without looking fucking challenged, without a second thought, they shot it right in the goddamn face. Now, if that's how people treated horses that they loved but aren't dinner party material, then my question to you is, how are these dumb shits in Skyrim being sold for money? Now, if you're the type of person who's like me, who never really goes on a horse in Skyrim because it's barely faster than a fart on a wet noodle, now I'm not sure what the fuck that means, but it sure does sound slow, doesn't it? Like a fat turtle with bad knees with a predilection to huffing gas kind of slow, you know? Or maybe you find the horses are too annoying in combat because they keep doing precarious shit and then dying every 2 seconds. They're like the Humpty Dumpty of horses, but without a royal hierarchy with a fascination for glue sticks and puzzles. They just leave you stranded with your dick in your hands 1,000 septims later. Well, worry no more, because with better horses installed, it will make the horses a generally better experience in the game, making you actually happy you purchased them. Now you'll be able to explore the regions of Skyrim with a horse that's efficient and improves your experience. The horses will now have more stamina so they can run for longer without tiring. They will also travel quicker, making them more meaningful. It also renders them essential, thus preventing their untimely death every 2 seconds. Lastly, they will flee combat and never engage, staying out of the way while you fight the scums of Skyrim, like a real horse actually would. How many horses do you know that break up bar fights? None. The answer's fucking none. So if you're the type of person that doesn't use fast travel a lot and wants an immersive experience, then this is definitely a must-have mod during your playthrough of the game. I rate this mod 1 raccoon who just really didn't think things through.
I regret nothing.
At number 1, we've got SkyUI by Skylangster. Now that doesn't look like the name of a human person. No, it does not. It's likely an extraterrestrial developed this mod, that's all I'm saying. I'm just putting that out there. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't like a menu where everything's not laid out all neat and tidy for me to see. It makes me think that menu's got something to hide. Like that menu's got some secrets. Maybe that menu's a fucking liar. Like maybe I'm gonna catch that menu doing some disloyal shit. Like I'm gonna come home from a hard day at the factory to see 3 Polish guys running a train on this menu in my fucking living room, if you catch my drift. Now before this mod, you had this unorganized, cluttered, possibly untrustworthy menu to help you with your inventory in the game. However, with this mod installed, you get this big, honest, I'm going to show you everything kind of menu that doesn't even know probably 1 Polish guy, let alone 3. Now, SkyUI is an elegant, PC-friendly UI mod for Skyrim Special Edition with many advanced features. All the improvements seamlessly integrate with the style of the original interface. It includes better crafting, enchanting, alchemy, smithing menus, and several other enhancements. It's like a dick pump for your flaccid, unloved menu. It makes for convenient inventory management with a feature-rich panel that supports full text search, sorting, and extended data columns. This is the type of inventory that makes my ball bag swell up with excitement and get all squished in my dad jeans. It has a powerful categorized favorites menu that still keeps true to the original idea of a fast, non-intrusive way to access your essential items. This mod completely revamps how you use the menu in Skyrim Special Edition. It makes it easy to use, more organized, and even better to look at. The menu in Skyrim before this mod was an absolute mess, and if you had a lot of shit, it can be a nightmare trying to sort it all out. However, with this mod installed, it's a breeze to go through your inventory quickly and find whatever it is you're looking for fast and efficiently. I rate this mod 1 sunflower that's known for bitch-slapping dogs for no reason at all. Let's just keep calm, my little yellow buddy. There's no need for violence. Thanks again for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to bitch-slap that subscribe button like it's 3 weeks behind on your rent. Bitch! Where's the money, bitch? Where's the money? Where is it? Also, go ahead and hit that bell icon, too, because apparently YouTube thought there should be extra steps. Why not, right?
I'd like to subscribe, but first I have to click this and do this. Oh, it needs an email. All right, and this. Okay, fuck. Just tell me when he's uploading. Fuck!
Once you do all that, if you're lucky, at the stroke of midnight, a tiny little Averagebaters fairy might come and tickle your butthole. Also, if you want to see another top 10 similar to this one, then go ahead and click that sexy little icon at the bottom left of the screen. And I hope to see you all again next time for another top 10.